Hello everyone, Carlos Flores, back on basics. So, uh, Today we're going to talk about not thinking too much because sometimes things just happen. I'm telling you, there's things that happen, and if you think too much, then you'll get in your head, and I mean, there won't be any mind-body balance. But before we begin, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button so that you can get notified of any new videos that come on board. If you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, or if you have any topics that you want me to go over or give you my take on, put them in the comment section so that way I'll be happy to do so. And then again, give thumbs up to this video. Again, don't overthink things. You don't have to know the answers all the time. It doesn't. The more and more and more you look at other people, you look at, I mean, for some of you that read psychology, or you watch YouTube videos on different subjects, psychology is very important. But the thing is, you can't be getting in your head, because once you get in your head, then that means that you're not living in the here and now. You're not. So don't think too much. I mean, again, you have to process what you got to process, right? And you have to do what you got to do. You got to remember what I said yesterday, right? You got to let go, and you got to accept your past so you can move forward. And so, again, we don't want to be in the past, or we don't want to be in a future that's made up that hasn't happened yet. And so, not thinking too much will help you with that. Because if you think and think and think, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to do anything, because all you're going to do is thinking. As a matter of fact, you know why I'm doing this title right now, this video? It's because that's what I spent most of the evening doing. Again, I do these sometimes because I'm going through it. I'm part of your support system, remember, and you're part of my support system. And so we got to understand that even the people that are doing videos about this, that have multiple degrees, that have experience in different jobs, don't know everything. And you can't be in your head. Remember, I think that's one of the videos that I started talking about 6 months ago. It's that you can't be in your head. You don't want to be in your head, because if you're in your head, you're either there, right? You're either in the past, or you're in the way future that hasn't happened. And so it's either you reminisce, or you get stuck, or you have what ifs, or you're living in an imaginary world. And again, right? You're not in the here and now. So you gotta make sure that you gotta stop thinking too much. And again, that's how I went through it. I have to make some difficult decisions coming up. And so I'm going through this process, and I'm not sitting on them, and I'm not taking a long time doing this. I mean, I'm gonna make decisions, and again, I can't think on it. I can't just sit on it. Every time you sit on it, guess what happens? You don't want to get out of bed. Every time you're thinking too much, you don't want to get out of bed. Every time you are thinking and thinking and thinking, guess what? Life goes by. You miss all those moments that you can spend with others around you, with your family, your support system, your village, right? You got to take advantage. In the here and now is the best place. And it literally took me a few hours to get to this place. It's 10:14 p.m. Pacific time, and I'm doing a video. And the reason why, it's because, again, I told myself that I can't think too much about all these things that are going on. I can't. I just have to do action. I have to act, right? One of the reasons that I do, one of the things that I do when I want to act, is do a video, is do a topic, is talk about something that not only is helping me, but is helping you. And the thing is that The topic for today, right? Which is don't think too much, because you'll get stuck, right? It doesn't matter if you know the answers. But the thing is that you do get stuck and you stay there. And unfortunately, you lose a lot of hours that you could spend with your family, with your friends, with your coworkers, with whoever, watching a video, watching a movie, or going outside and walking. Thinking debilitates a lot. I'm telling you, thinking debilitates a lot, and it slows you down. I don't want you to do that. I don't want to do that. Literally, I think it took me 4 hours to do that, because I was going back and forth, and I was thinking about things, and I was thinking about future decisions, and I was thinking about current decisions, and I was thinking about, different things, and I was stuck. I wouldn't move on. Again, it's 10 o'clock and I'm doing a video. It's right around early in the evening that I do, and I haven't even made any shorts today. I'm not going to do those. I'm going to take a rest on doing some shorts today. If I find a video, if I find something that I can share with you, great. But I'm not going to think on it. I'm not going to stress on it, because again, I don't want to think too much, because otherwise I'll either be in the past reminiscing, or I'll be in the future thinking that I'm living in a life that I'm not living yet. And so I want to be here. I want to be here and now, where I can make decisions, where I can make roads, where I can make goals, where I can make a lot of different things that people just sometimes. Some people that just can't get out of bed. I'm telling you, there's some people that can't get out of the house. There's some people that, nowadays with technology, with things like food delivery, grocery delivery, anything delivery, their homes. But the thing is, again, your home, your apartment, your condo, wherever you're living, your room, it's kind of like your head. You have to come out, and you have to be in the present moment for you to make sure that you do the things that you're doing, to make sure that you're okay psychologically, mentally, right? Your mind has to be focused. But the more you stay withinward, the more you stay in your room, you stay in your home, you stay in your car, you stay without going or doing an activity, then that just slows you down. And at the same time, it doesn't give you the answers that you need, right? You just lose time. I lost about 4 hours. I'm telling you, I lost about 4 hours, where I just kept on thinking and kept on thinking and kept on thinking and kept on thinking. And you know what I should have done? I should have called my support system. I should have texted my support system and make sure that I can get a different perspective from them. Go watch the other videos that I've done on that. Whenever you think that you're stuck, whenever you think that you can't move on, whenever you think that you're overthinking things, your support system has a different point of view, because they're not you, right? And so they can give you a different perspective. And so make sure that you connect with your support system. I didn't. That's what it took me 4 hours to get through it. And now I'm finally in a great mindset, and I'm focused, and I'm trying to make sure that I tell you my experience. Why am I going to hide it, right? I'm a human, right? All humans are not perfect. If you think you're perfect, think about it in the present moment. Mistakes, we think differently. We're all different, right? Sometimes we may seem to be kind of like connected to one another, but we're all different. But at the same time, we all tend to get in our heads whenever we're dealing with something that you think that you cannot control. Something that you think that you're going to have to spend a lot of time doing. thinking that, oh, I'm gonna have to deal with this, and you don't want to deal with it. And so again, right? Get out of your head. Don't be in the past. Don't be in the future. Way in the future, right? It's nice to dream. I'm not telling you that. I'm not telling you not to dream. All I'm saying is that don't get too far off when your mind starts thinking that you're almost there, and then everything starts slowing down, and your momentum slows down, and you could possibly stop. So don't do that. Make sure that things are being done step by step by step, that you're doing it in the present moment, right? For those of you who are beginning, I'm doing the same thing. Believe me. Year 1 of my credential program was over. I have year 2 that I have to do. Then I have to do 2 more years to like completely clear my special education credential. I'm starting from scratch, ladies and gentlemen. I worked for different companies. I've worked for government agencies, nonprofits, for-profits. I mean, I worked for education, and now I'm starting. You have to look at it this way. The best way to do it is to think of it and to deal with it in the present moment, because you don't want to overthink it. Once you start overthinking, then you start thinking about it. You start moving away from the present. You start thinking about what ifs. You start thinking about, oh, what if I do this? What if I would have done this? Believe me, I've done that before as well. Believe me. Maybe later on I'll tell you some of the stories or some of the things that has really shaped my life. I mean, I tell you about the war. That's one of the things that really shaped my life. There's others. And so, again, get out of your head. Make sure that, if you have to, journal. It's a great way to do it. Write it, right? You can write it because it's written. Because again, your mind is going to say, oh, it's there. We're not going to be thinking about it anymore, because you can always go back to that. And for those of you that, I mean, all of you have, if you have access to a computer or whatever you have, I mean, right now you have speech to text options. Everybody has it, right? Before it used to be an accommodation for special educations or for other stuff. Now everybody has speech to text. Talk it out. I've done it before. I've actually started a paper by just talking it out and having it all. It's kind of like a free flow. If you free flow, you'll see your ideas and you see your roadmap, because clues are within that free flow on how to get ahead, how to move forward. It's a free flow. Write it, type it, write it, speak it. Let it type for you. Let it. I'm not saying complete your paper, but put the thoughts on paper. Again, get out of your head. Again, don't think too much, because it's okay not to have the answers. So, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Back on Basics 99.85. Hit the notification button so that you can get notified of any new videos that come on board. Connect with me for any questions, any topics, any themes that you want me to give my take on. If you want to connect with me on other social media platforms, I'm happy to do so. If you want to connect with me on Facebook, you can search for me under Carlos Flores Jr. If you want to connect with me on Instagram, by all means, you just type at Back on Basics. And if you want to connect with me on X, you do the same. You type at Back on Basics. Till next time, Back on Basics.